Mark Reinhardt.
Mike Reinhardt, so go ahead and introduce yourself. And you've got 3 minutes to
Okay.
talk about.
I'm Mark Reinhardt. I'm running for a seat in Ward 1. I want to first thank the NAACP for hosting this forum. I consider this to be probably the most important candidate forum in all of these elections. My background is I've lived in Charlestown for 22 years. I've always been interested in the early history of our town and was a volunteer early on with the Historic Landmarks Commission. Early on, I researched the Webb House, an important African-American landmark, and later, while serving as a commissioner on the Landmarks Commission, nominated and saw to it that it was designated as Charlestown Historic Landmark. In the last 5 years or so, I've been on the Planning Commission, which I think is important because it guides the direction that the city takes. I'm an electrical engineer by training. I work at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. For a time, I served as an adjunct EEO counselor. What I stand for economic development for our city, while at the same time preserving our historic heritage. I'm concerned about increasing the number of jobs in this difficult economic environment. I'd like to see more people working on this side of the mountain than seeking jobs in Virginia and Maryland simply because the pay is better. I support public safety. I was involved with our local neighborhood watch, which I recommend to everyone. If you don't have a neighborhood watch in your community, I'm sure I can hook you up with people that can help you set one up, or I'd be happy to do it myself. I also believe that we need to protect all areas of Charlestown. We have some areas that in times past weren't as safe for our citizens as it might be. I believe that we can support that further with more police enforcement. I'd also like to see some of our city services expanded, but recognize that's probably only possible if we increase our tax base through economic development. But I guess I should conclude with, I believe that every resident in Charlestown and every business should be valued and respected. I thank you for your time.
Okay. My name is Ruth McDaniel. I'm a lifetime resident of Charlestown, meaning that I've been here up to now all my life. I've lived here. I've been a past member of the Charlestown Planning Commission. I have worked with the Jefferson County Red Cross. I was the secretary. I have retired from the U.S. Postal Service, and during my tenure at the Postal Service, I worked as a city clerk. I also worked as a secretary for the director of mail processing, who had over 50,000 people under his rule, which meant that I never knew who I was going to meet and how I had to interact with them. I would have excellent personal relationships with dealing with people. I care about people. I then, after I retired from the Postal Service, I worked for 11 months as a private contractor. I worked as an assistant manager at a nutritional center where they were trying to find jobs for those people whose jobs were terminated. And the last 3 months, I worked as manager of the facility. I have 5 sons, which I'm very proud of, 4 which have lived in the United States Army. And I care about Charlestown being a united community, that we work together to take care of the things that we need to take care of. My priority is economic development because I know that it is to deal with commuting. I've commuted every way because I worked in Washington, D.C., but the whole time I lived here in Charlestown. I've rode the train, I rode my car, and I've driven down there. I would love to see us get jobs here that I could. Jobs that pay more than minimum wages, so that all of our people could stay closer to home. I care about our senior citizens. I care very much about them. Because with the cost of living going up the way it is, and I know for 2 years they haven't gotten a raise, that it's hard for them, and it's overwhelming. I care about those homeowners that have homes, and now they're going to have these bills until they keep their home. I know the history, because I've lived through the history of Charlestown. I walked just about every street there is here in Charlestown. And I try to spread that when I go. Okay.
You know what that means?
I mean, it means I got to stop talking, and I was just getting started.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you all for coming. My thanks, too, to the NAACP for sponsoring the forum, St. Philip's for providing the meeting hall, and last but never least, to my husband, Tom, for his support. My name is Mary Lois Gannon Miller, and I am running for re-election to Charlestown City Council. After taking office 4 years ago, I have focused on issues important to our city, ever mindful to be your voice for a healthy community. I have applied my expertise and training to find information, people, and approaches to solving problems. Allow me to spend a moment talking about information. As we all know, to be successful in a new job, we need to learn all kinds of practical and vital information. What are the rules? Who is in charge? Where is the manual? I will spare you the details, but suffice it to say that since becoming council member, I have learned there are many rules, written and unwritten, several people in charge depending on the issue, and numerous manuals with exciting titles such as the West Virginia State Code and the codified ordinances of the City of Charlestown, to name a few. As far as bringing the best people to finding a solution, I am proud to say that during the past 4 years, your city council members have learned much about and from one another, and despite disagreements have successfully worked together to bring positive change to our city. Finally, one must determine the best approaches to solving a problem. Here is where what I like to call educated creativity takes center stage. Here, too, is where my skills, some honed at the lab bench or while completing research on a new ordinance, others while managing supply chain logistics or helping out at the Heritage Day Festival, and still others while negotiating a business contract or agreement on behalf of the city, come into play. I believe that by carefully combining these elements, key information, the best people, and creative approaches, I have played a key role in revamping the Bacon Structures Ordinance, updating our comprehensive plans, and overhauling our zoning ordinances. Essential, positive changes critical to supporting and maintaining Charlestown as a healthy community. Much has been done, and there is much to be done, and I am ready for it. I am Mary Lois Gannon Miller. I am running for re-election to the Charlestown City Council, and I respectfully seek your support and your vote. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Wayne Clark, and I'm running for City Council, Charlestown City Council in Ward 2. First, I'd like to thank the NAACP and my fellow candidates for putting on this debate. I moved here in Charlestown in 2004. I'm married with 3 children, currently own 2 businesses. I am one of the founders of a nonprofit organization, of which I currently hold the Vice President seat on the Board of Directors. I'm also Chairman of the City Building Commission, and I've sat on that committee for 2 years. I'm running for City Council so that I can bring a new way of looking at things to the Council. It is time for the City of Charlestown to open its doors to potential business and help create much-needed jobs for our area. Our city has over 300 commercial acres that are currently not developed. I plan on helping bring new business to the area and more jobs. The biggest hurdle the City of Charlestown is facing is the perception that the city is closed for business. We need to open our doors and let the business owners know that the city wants their business, and we want to fill their business with qualified workers. Our qualified workers spend thousands of dollars every year commuting to Northern Virginia and D.C. for employment. Why not bring those businesses to Charlestown and reduce the amount of commuters on our roads? I would like to see downtown area of Charlestown become a more vibrant place to eat, play, and shop. The current city council has routinely denied, delayed potential new businesses from coming to our area. It is time to make changes to how the city council works and operates regarding business. For the past 4 years, our police department has been running understaffed and underfunded. Our police chief, Barry Zabelski, has done an outstanding job to make our city a safe place to live. Imagine if the police department was fully staffed and fully budgeted, how much safer our city would be. Why the police department is understaffed and underbudgeted, underfunded? It's not the economy. It's the lack of tax revenue by the city. The city year after year relies on funds from the casino, racetrack to balance its budget. This money should be surplus to the city. It should be used for parks, additional service for the residents, not to balance its budget. A vote for Wayne Clark brings new business, new jobs, and someone who will work for you, the residents of Charlestown. Please get out and vote. Every vote counts. Thank you.
Yeah, just better wait so you don't lose any of your time.
Okay. Okay, Rick. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ann Panessa. I, too, want to join my fellow candidates in thanking the NAACP's Political Action Committee for putting on this forum and for giving us the opportunity to participate. For the past 4 years, it has been a privilege and a pleasure to serve as your council member from Ward 3. I am unopposed in this election, so you are stuck with me. Nevertheless, I am here tonight to answer your questions, address your concerns, and ask for your continued support. For those of you who may not know me, I'm a 14-year resident of Charlestown and a 17-year resident of Jefferson County. My husband, Aaron Amore, is a partner with the Charlestown law firm, Craddock Amore. We live on South Mildred Street, and we have 2 children, Adelaide, age 10, and Frankie, age 8, who happens to be in the back tonight. We live in this community, we work in this community, and we are proud to call Charlestown our home. I care deeply about the city and about its future, and therefore I've sought opportunities to get involved and help make a positive difference. As a council member, I've worked on a wide range of city projects and taken leadership roles in various initiatives. I currently serve on the city's Parks and Recreation Commission, and I have since it was created in 2005. At the time I was appointed, the city owned no parks. Today, we own and operate 4. I'm particularly excited about 2 initiatives from the Parks and Rec Commission, including the awarding of a $200,000 grant, which we will be using to do improvements at Evans Run Park as part of our overall master plan, as well as efforts currently underway to acquire Jefferson Memorial Park, which has been operated as a nonprofit organization since 1949. I also currently serve as the city's on-track liaison and have been integrally involved in the city's participation in the on-track program since its inception. On-track is the state's training and capacity building program for the establishment of a downtown development organization using the Main Street 4-point approach. I could probably talk about this all night, but I already have the 1-minute warning, and I'm not even close to finishing. In addition to downtown development, I serve as the municipal representative for the city of Charlestown on the Jefferson County Development Authority. This is the agency that's charged with bringing new businesses and jobs to Jefferson County countywide. Since being elected, I've also served on the city's personnel committee. Our committee is currently leading the search and selection process for the hiring of a new city manager. I didn't come close to giving you an idea of some of the projects that I've worked on, but I just wanted to give you an idea of some of them. I'm looking forward to answering your questions, and I thank you for taking the time to come.